Today on Let's Wine a Little, we're diving into the world of cheese and meat and wine. Yes, we're talking about charcuterie boards. We are going to break it down and make it easy for you to create your own and not get stressed out. We also have a special look at the Uncle Nearest Love and Whiskey book tour that was held here in Dallas, Texas. All of that and more in this episode of Let's Wine a Little. The term charcuterie has its origins in France, deriving from the words char, meaning flesh, and cuit, meaning cooked. It initially referred to the art of preserving and preparing meats, primarily pork products, through methods such as curing, smoking, and fermenting. This practice dates back to at least the 15th century, when it was primarily used to extend the shelf life of meats before the advent of refrigeration. Charcuterie was both an essential method for food preservation and a culinary craft that showcased the ingenuity of butchers and chefs. They created a variety of products, including pâtés, terrines, sausages, and other cured meats, which became staples of French cuisine. Over time, the concept of charcuterie evolved beyond just preserving meats. The modern-day charcuterie board is an artful arrangement that combines various meats with complementary items like cheeses, fruits, nuts, crackers, and condiments. This evolution reflects the desire for balanced flavors and visually appealing presentations that are perfect for entertaining and sharing. The resurgence of interest in artisanal and handcrafted foods has further popularized charcuterie boards in recent years. They have become a beloved centerpiece at gatherings, offering a delightful combination of taste, textures, and visual appeal. When it comes to pairing wine with cheese, we found it's helpful to think about three basic approaches, which you'll see. Complementary. The wine and cheese have similar characteristics, like citrusy Sauvignon Blanc and a tangy fresh goat cheese. These pairings work because they don't overpower or clash with each other. Contrasting. The wine and cheese have opposite characteristics, like how bubbly wine cuts through rich, creamy cheese. The appeal here is that you can create a combo that has balance. Regional. Sometimes, but not always, wines and cheeses from the same region end up being the best or most classic match. And really, why mess with success? This approach is great because it can transport you to another place. For example, a Rioja and a Manchego cheese. That's going to really get you started. Now keep this in mind. These are just simple approaches, but it's good to remember that we have wine pairings and there are rules and there are cheeses you can use, but nothing is more important than liking what you're eating and drinking. Wine pairing is deeply subjective and should be fun, first and foremost. Only by experimenting with these different combos will you be able to find what works for you. Everyone's taste is different, but what's more fun than having your own path to pave? Go away, have fun, drink wine, eat cheese, get the meats. You'll be surprised of some magical exceptions that you'll find. So, if you're like me, sometimes you have your go-to for your charcuterie board, and then it gets kind of boring, and you're trying to figure out, how do you shake it up? How do you figure out what to put together and how to present it so that it's attractive, but also very edible? Nothing against Pinterest and nothing against using some sort of GPT to put together your next board. But sometimes it's good to have little cheat sheets. So this is the wine and cheese board, and I'm going to call it a deck. It is 50 pairings to sip and savor, and it's by Quinn. And what's really cool about this deck is that it literally is telling you all the things that you need to create your very next charcuterie board for your party, your get together, your just social Sunday, whatever it is in this deck. Now, let me tell you, because clearly this is coming from a personal space. I love entertaining, I do. I love people, and then, well, but this is from a personal space. And I thought to myself, how do I create something a little bit more dynamic without, I don't know, going in circles? Sometimes there are the go-tos, things that I know I enjoy serving and that I and my guests enjoy eating. And then other times I want to do something more. And that's where the wine and cheese board cards come into play. Now, for those of us who are of age, we remember flashcards. I have great memories about flashcards and math, because it was the thing to do back in the day. I don't know if kids still use flashcards, but it works for me, and this still works for those of us who are putting together the quick party when we're entertaining. Now, what's great about this deck is not only does it give you what you should purchase and how to put it together for your charcuterie board, but it also tells you what to serve. And it's not just boards. There are bites. There's also toast. Now, the deck goes into wine styles, right? So it goes into wine styles. It goes into your cheese styles, and that's there too, right? And then it also goes into pairing wine and cheese. So on all the cards, there's great information so that if you're just getting started, or maybe you're like me, you do entertain quite a bit, you have your mainstays, but it's getting kind of stale and you want to zhuzh it up a notch, then this is where this comes in. So I love on these cards, look at that photography, come on now. Is that not attractive? They give you an idea of how it should be laid out, because we are visual animals and that's half the battle. But then on the back, it tells you what to serve it with. It gives you your shopping list of cheeses and then other ingredients, tells you your wine choice, your flavor, and then the category and how you should approach the pairing. All of that is on the card. So you're not wondering, you're not left guessing. All you have to do is go shopping. Oh, and like prepare to show up. So after your boards, and there are some really nice boards in here. I mean, the photography is amazing. I'll say that for one. But then also too, I like how not all the ideas are the same. A lot of them, we think of some really huge board that needs to be created. There are a couple of here that are more on a smaller scale, so you don't have to think to yourself, oh, let me get all of my wood boards out. I can get something else in terms of serving my guests. So I really like how the serveware that is used there is a variety there. But there are bites. Here we go. We've got our bites here. So quick, cute little things that you can also put together. And again, it tells you what your shopping list is, how to put it together. It's a recipe. How to put it together, and then what your wine choices are. Love it. So there are bites because sometimes you want that, but let's not forget the world is also great with dips. Now my mama, and yes, I said my mama, not my mother, my mama was great when it came to doing dips. Now back in the day, we're talking 70s, 80s,
90s, there were parties like none other in the Houston household. And if there's anything mother would do, she would do a dip. And if she didn't do the dip, she had friends who knew how to do the dip. Somehow we've gone to all these packaged dips. Nothing against it. Nothing against it because I have used it myself. But sometimes you want a different kind of dip, right? You want something that is cute and fresh, something you haven't tried before. Ooh, this looks tasty. Look at that. It's a corn and cojita salsa. Interesting. I don't think I said that word right, but it's okay. All I know is the very good chance a couple of these dips will be on my table this football season. Okay, so here are the last two. We have toast, because toast is now a thing. Maybe I'm late to this game. I like a good bruschetta here and there, but I'm not big on serving toast as an appetizer. But I'm willing to try something different. But before we end it, there are salads. So I get that this says wine and cheese board, but these cards cover everything that you would need for entertaining. So if you're like me, again, you've had a couple of social Sundays, that's what we tend to get together, and you just want to do something different the next time you have friends coming over or you're doing the creative brainstorm session, then this wine and cheese board deck from Meg Quinn is going to be your saving grace. Now, I picked up my deck at the Container Store, but I am certain you could probably pick this up at a bookstore someplace, maybe a couple of wine shops, or just check online to see where you can get yours. But I am excited about what the future holds because Gwendolyn, I'm ready to zhuzh up my wine and cheese boards. Talk about a very smart idea for getting new eats and treats for your charcuterie board. This wine and cheese board deck is what you need to zhuzh up your Sunday, Saturday, just because entertaining. There are so many ideas in here. I don't know why I didn't think about getting it sooner, but when you know better, supposedly you do better. So I have every intention of doing better by using these. Now, let's be honest, shall we? Just a little bit of honesty. I think it's great. I love the recipe cards. I adore how it's telling me what to buy, so I'm not overthinking it. I appreciate the wine selections to go with all of these great ideas for the salads, the breads, the quick bites, the charcuterie boards. But let's break it down, shall we? At the end of the day, there is a place where Gwendolyn just wants to pick up something and call it a day. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to buy all the individual ingredients, put it on a board, and do all the work. I mean, let's be honest. That's where a lot of us are. We are at a place where we don't want to do all the work to get it done. Now, there are a number of people, businesses that you can reach out to that will send you a charcuterie board, that will build the board for you and your loved ones, that will build the board for your business meetings. They will build the board, plain and simple. It's a great business. It's a great idea because there are a number of us that, despite the fact that we have in this deck, and I'll bring it out again, despite we have in this deck some of the most gorgeous and scrumptious, oh God, that's a, wow, that's really pretty, that's really pretty. Despite having all of these beautiful, beautiful spreads, there are just times where you don't feel like doing it. And that's where the semi-homemade idea comes in. Now, there are people who always talk about, well, you should do this and you should. Don't listen to those people, okay? These are the same people who believe that in order to have a really good chicken dumpling recipe, you have to make your biscuits by scratch. You do not. We believe in semi-homemade, and we believe in entertaining made easy. So let me give you a couple of ideas before we get started with where you can purchase a pre-made charcuterie board service or get something close to pretty much done for you. Now I have in front of me right now a couple of cutting boards. Some of them I received as a gift. Some of them I have purchased on my own. But when we talk about preparing for your spread, your day of entertaining, it spans the gamut. Now, there are some boards that are long and thin, so you may not be serving a lot. It may just be a couple of cheeses on this board and maybe a few meats, or this may be one of 3 individual boards or 4 individual boards that you have for your spread. Or perhaps you're looking at just getting a regular, and I hate to say the word regular, but a regular cutting board that you are now going to decorate with all of your snacks. There is no right or wrong way to go about this, and I want to make sure that it's clear. If you have people who are coming to you and telling you that's not right, don't invite those people to your party. There is never a right or wrong way to do something. There is your way or the highway is how I see it. So there is that. Now this one happens to be one of my, well, we'll say semi-favorites. It stays in the kitchen for a reason because I always want to be able to pull it out. But this one happens to be the board that has hidden inside of it my cheese knives, right? So if I know that the hubs and I want to do some quick bites with little cheese and little meats, the little crackers, a little wine, then I have this guy always ready and available. And we're not going to dip really deep into cheeses today or the knives that come with, but you can find a variety of setups like this, where you have a knife for your hard cheeses, perhaps a cheese planer, a knife for your soft cheeses, and then there is this heart-shaped knife here as well. You can get this just about at any store. This one, I'm going to go ahead and name it, came from Aldi. It's a grocery store. But you can go to Crate and Barrel, Williams-Sonoma, Wine Enthusiast. You could go on some other places. Trust me, you can go on Etsy. Believe me when I say you can find an option like this that you can, of course, be ready to entertain as well, even if you don't build it from scratch. Now, I want to share this one thing about the boards before I go forward. And this is some old information that has been near and dear to my heart, so I still believe in it. But cutting boards, because it's wood, it absorbs moisture. So make sure that as you're using your boards to have your entertaining and host and putting your food and things on the board, that you do take the time to clean it as well as treat it. Now, back in my former life when I was busy selling boards, I would tell people you want to treat your board every day for the first week, and every week for the first month, and every month for the first year. And after that, you'll be good to do it sparingly. But if you do not treat your board, you're gonna find yourself getting cracks and things and splitting, which you don't want when you have a really nice cutting board. Now, I myself, I keep mineral oil wipes in my drawers. There are no junk drawers in my kitchen. But I keep these wipes so I can take a wipe and wipe down the board and treat it so that it stays beautiful and fresh, and it keeps that wonderful look that you want. It doesn't get dry and gray and you don't want that. So be aware. If you get any kind of cutting board wipe or oil, it should be food safe, but it doesn't hurt to check it, but it should be food safe. Okay. Now that that is done, let's get into what Gwendolyn does a lot of times when I want to do what is represented here but I don't have the time to do it. I go to my grocery store, okay? I go to my grocery store. Now, I don't know where you guys are living, but I am certain that if you have a Wegmans or an H-E-B or a Kroger, an Albertsons, all of those grocery stores, even some other places, they have ready-made snack trays and charcuterie boards available for you. I'll start with Kroger because that's what's close to me. When I go in and I am in the area where I'm going to get like my sliced meats and my fresh cheese, things of that nature, they have pre-packaged trays ready and available under their private label. It's there. It comes with the salami. It comes with a great cheese that according with the salami. It has the chocolate. It has the almonds. It is all in one. And it also comes in a variety of sizes. So I don't have to think too hard. Or maybe I decide to go with what Boar's Head has prepackaged. And they too have a prepackaged kit. But all you have to do is pick one or two, get a couple of meats, and you can just add on to it. It doesn't have to be hard to entertain in today's age. Grocery stores understand that people love wine and cheese and meat and crackers and honey and figs. We love it all. So why not take out all the work? And I think this is beautiful, right? Like if you're the person who can put this together, I think you are snazzy. Have at it. But there are times where I just want to come in and look cute and not have to deal with all of this. So one of my favorite stores, H-E-B, has an amazing selection when it comes to fresh meat and cheeses and honeys and figs and honeycomb and nuts and all the things. And as a matter of fact, that's what I decided to pick up when I figured, let me get it together. So let's go to the fridge, shall we? And we're gonna pull this out. Now their charcuterie boards in their deli section, they come in a plethora of sizes. I said to myself, it can't get better than this, because not only do they come larger in size with a soft cheese, little hard cheese. I got some salami here. Looks like, I don't know, it could be provolone. I don't know. I need to check that. I've got almonds. I should say almonds. I've got my nuts. So I think those are pecans. And I see some figs, cranberries, dates. There's this beautiful olive mix. But they had it larger than this. They had it with fruit. They had it where you could top this off and have a single serving. You can't get better than this. I don't know if you can. Now I'm gonna go ahead and open this up because again, I believe it's great that we want to do all this entertaining, but sometimes you really don't want to deal with putting it all together. And for some people, putting it all together is the bridge that keeps them from crossing over into being great as an entertainer. You can take this on the tray that it's on, which is cute. I mean, it's cute. Like, again, I'm looking at this and I've got a fig spread, two things of fig spread. It's really great. I also picked up for myself though, another great fig spread because Gwendolyn likes to have all that she can. And of course I got my crackers and things, but they're all in the pantry. But look at this spread. Look at this spread. Now it's on this sort of faux bamboo tray, which is cute, but I could easily take this, put it on either one of my cutting boards, put it on a platter, which is what I typically do, is put it on a platter, and then I am good to go. This soft cheese is already cut up for me. What is that, brie? It's like a brie. It's already cut up. So I don't have to worry about any of that. I have my dates, I have my cranberries, I have apricots. I've got tons of olives. Like this isn't, and I have the nuts. All I have to do if I really want to is add some chocolate, put my little crackers on here, and maybe I've picked up another package of meat and cheese to round this out for all the persons. I'm not gonna try to eat on TV because everybody knows the moment you try food when you're recording, all hell breaks loose. We're not gonna do that. But they have everything set up so that all you have to do is serve it. Is this not amazing? Now, again, if you were to go to some, I'm gonna even say some fancier food store, grocery store, I am certain you can take this up a couple of notches. But this is just the beginning. This is what we're talking about at your grocery store. I know, right? I know. If you thought that you were not able to be this fabulous and people be like, oh my goodness, what did you do? Imagine again, taking this setup, putting it on this tray. Okay, it's a cutting board, but still. But on this tray and going to town. All you need now is something to serve it with. Sparkling water, a little bit of wine, a little bit of champagne, and you were good to go. So if you were thinking that you cannot master the world of charcuterie boards, I am telling you right now, it is done for you. It is done. And I want to say, and please don't quote me because you know prices are changing with eggs and things. But this little setup round, $19, right? 20 bucks to get myself started for a grand, entertaining evening. This is what you can do too. So don't sleep on the idea of semi-homemade. I am all for creating my own. So don't forget the wine and cheese board deck by Quinn. Look it up. But if you need to put on training wheels, here it is. This is what we're talking about. Grab your crackers, get a couple more spreads, get some honey, and you'll be good to go.
The official tasting is coming, but I could not pass up a chance to sit down with Fawn Weaver and Victoria Eady Butler, the master blender from Uncle Nearest, and talk about this private whiskey tasting that took place in Dallas. It was amazing. We were able to sample 4 whiskeys that will never see the market. Everything from a 95 proof to 121 proof. It was awesome. Take a look and listen at what I had a chance to experience.
For the Love and Whiskey Tour, just for this stop here in Dallas. So you won't be able to go to the liquor store to get it, and you can't come to the distillery to get it. So I encourage you to enjoy that little dram we got. Is that a deal? Yeah. And then I want you to talk back to me, okay? I'm like the Baptist preacher. I need a little bit of encouragement. So we are going to start to your left. Master plan can only be purchased at the nearest green distillery, home to the longest bar in the world.
All right. Ooh.
So your paddle has already been made. You can go ahead and take a sip. Keep in mind we're going up and if you don't drink whiskey, for real, I ain't saying it a whole lot. But if you don't drink whiskey, don't be no big
You feel You all right, guys?
Spicy, right?
You all right? You okay?
I already had all of his. Lord have mercy.
Baby, we not even halfway there yet. My baby said, it's your birthday though. Place my bed. I'm gonna take her to get hers first. See how she did.
The proof on this one? Ugh, I don't know. It was 105. Wow. See, I get orange. You get orange? Okay, so it's not just me. Okay. Yeah, I was like, what, orange? I feel like there was orange in there. Let's go.
You do not have to sit all at once. If we go to the room, find the one that kind of hits you,
105.
and go back to it. It looks like a little. It is 121.
Lord.
A master blend. So the 121,
121.
drink it slow, make it go. You can go back and find the one that you
I ain't drinking that one.
enjoy.
You're not gonna drink it? No, ma'am. I know better.
Enjoy it to the
I'm
end.
gonna wait to see how your reaction is. Go ahead, big Bobby.
Okay, so we're gonna move a little bit.
Again, evenings like this are just moments that you will never forget. How many times are you able to sit down with the master blender and have her lead you through a tasting? This was exceptional. The room was filled with people. There was tons of laughter, and those who enjoy whiskey so do know book review is coming and a tasting is coming of Uncle Nearest. If I can get myself to the distillery, we might just do that too. But take the time to enjoy moments that come your way. The Love and Whiskey Tour is not over yet. So do check the website to see if the Love and Whiskey Tour is coming to your town. Fawn Weaver is on Instagram. She and Victoria are active. They are the persons who typically answer your questions, your DMs. So send them a note, tell them to come to your city. This is what we do to support our people, to support small businesses. And if I must say so, I am impressed that Victoria and Fawn took a picture with every single person in that building. They were there for a while. But that's what you do for your customer. With that, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Let's Wine a Little.